Thank you
Our
very
next session is going to be a presentation come interface with the CEO of Nepal Tourism Board, Mr. Dhananjaya REGMI. May I request Mr. REGMI to come here to the head table, please, and make your presentation. I requested him to have a bit of a dialogue with our association heads who are sitting here on the table. Maybe if you can stay back, the association heads. It'll enable Mr. Rajmi to have a little more dynamic interaction with you, because I think in the course of his presentation, he will also be talking to you.
Sorry, I just realized that they don't have a projector, so no presentation is not
Oh
possible.
God, my God. I'm sorry about this. There's no presentation. I should have thought of it. But you're going to speak then.
Well, okay.
Thank you.
Here, Rajendra.
Please.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Navinji, thank you for inviting me all the way from Kathmandu. And sorry, we had before we were thinking about just talking about Nepal, and yesterday evening we we thought that it is wise to give a presentation, but sorry, again I have to go and just talk about the Nepal. I'm still open if you want kind of a face to face, or you want me to go just okay. Anyway, thank you very much for this opportunity. So normally, as a Nepal Tourism Board CEO, or whenever I look at India, I don't know how Nepal used to look at the India in the past, but for me, this is the biggest market, and always I try to focus. After I started my tenure, I always say that let's focus more on the India, and because this is the only market where we are very culturally very close, religiously very close, and we have a more than 1000 kilometer of open border. We have 21 points from where the Indian citizen can enter in Nepal, and you don't need any visas. So it is one of the most attractive destination, and India is going to be the most biggest market of Nepal, and this is what I'm focusing on. So, but what I realized that there was so many development happen in the last 2 decades, but people don't know. In my last, like in 2020, when I started my tenure, I had visited Delhi during the Sate, and I have met many of you. And at that time, I was talking about giving some presentation, and people started to tell, okay, is this the Nepal? We really don't know. I had been to Nepal in 1980s, 90s for my honeymoon. So at that time, Nepal was one of the prime destinations for the Indian travelers, tour operators, and even the Bollywood. All these our Bollywood stars, they used to go Kathmandu for the shopping. And now the time changed, but and because of these mass insurgency in between, many people stopped going Nepal. And but after 2005, lot of things have been changed in Nepal. So basically in India, Nepal known for the as a pilgrimage destination, which is true, because there is everything is connected. Ramayana, there are a number of sites in Nepal. Janki Sita Maya is from, so Ramayana is connected. If we talk about the Mahabharat, Virat Darbar is there, and Swargadwari is there. There are many places which are connected. If we talk about the Buddhism, then obviously Lumbini is there, the birthplace of Lord Buddha. So it is also connected. So if we talk about even the Sikhism, Guru Nanak also have visited in number of places. So that is also that. So there is religiously we are well connected, and people knows that. But we were mostly talking about the Pasupatinath alone, but we haven't given more focus on the other destination. But after the Right Honorable Prime Minister's visit, Modiji's visit to Muktinath and Janki Mandir, then the number of tourists, Indian tourists, is hike up by more than 200-300%, which and similarly just a month back on the Buddha Purnima's day, he visited Lumbini, the birthplace of Lord Buddha, and just after that the number again increased significantly. So it seems that that was there, and it is true. But and secondly, the people in India, they know Nepal as a country of the hills and mountains, climb for the climbing, adventure activities, trekking. That is true, but there is a lot more to offer. And thirdly, how you know is the land of the Gurkhas, the brave soldiers who are serving globally. That is true, but there are so many new things happen in Nepal which people don't know. what I really want to focus on for the Indian traveler from this site, we we are offering mostly these in the Tarai. What I want to say, like from West Bengal to all the way to the Uttarakhand. If you look, then we have a number of the national parks. We have now 12 national parks, 6 conservation areas, and in last 3 months, I have arranged 3 trips to almost 200 tour operators from India, and I have given them a different packages. I have shown them the different products, and I link them with the religious to the some adventure activities like rafting, and I have taken them to some of the religious site. And trust me, after the visit of those 200 tour operators, now the number in those areas was significantly increased again. And now the people from the Lucknow, they are going on drive, they are taking a buses and going in the hundreds of people. And then now, because there are the number of activities, you can see the tigers in the national park, one day jungle safari, one day you are doing rafting in a river, it is adventure activities, and one in the night you can enjoy the casinos as well. And Nepal has come up with like a number of new casinos, casino hotels in the Tarai belt along the border. So now we have altogether 26 casinos in Nepal, and most of them are now located in the Tarai belt. So that is also a kind of became a major attraction which people don't know. And that for another part is like the in the schools. Nepal is only country, though we have a diversity throughout the globe everywhere, but in Nepal, it is in 160-kilometer north-south distance. We have the altitudinal difference of the from 60 meter to the top of the world, and obviously with the change in the altitude, the climate change, the temperature changes, the vegetation change, the mammals, what you can flora, and everything change. And this is a kind of one of the best destination. I normally called a living laboratory for the school students, and nobody is operating that. We just started that from the West Bengal. Just let me know 3 minutes before, so I will wrap up. Then, okay, and then the now the people are taking a lot of, and we started to engage the university professors to give them the information about the scientific information, so that student can learn. While they are traveling, they can learn a lot of new things, and that they never can learn or experience just by the books. So that sort of packages are there that we are coming up with. And beside that, for the people like especially the youth, I don't know, in like after 2009, especially from the South India, youth started to travel doing a hiking and mountaineering. And it's not mostly mountaineering, but especially the trekking. And then in Everest region, during the season, you can see that the number of tourists from the India is increasing significantly. And looking at that, I always say that Indian people don't like trekking. No, youth really like it. We just need to promote it. And this is what I have noticed myself, and now we are focusing more on that market as well. And another market, what we are like for the youth, another attraction is the what to do in Nepal. Like, okay, going Pashupatinath in the morning, during the day you are going for the hiking or something, evening what. So now we have the best clubs started in Nepal. Even the Rahul Gandhi was there a month back in the LOD club. In the Tamil also we come up with the new big clubs, and now there are the number of charter flights are coming on Friday, and they are leaving on Monday morning. So this is also started, and people don't know about that. And always people think about what sort of the accommodations are available. Certainly now we have the chain of new hotels, international branded hotels are started there. Let me take some name. Sorry. Okay, so Marriott is there, Solti is there, Crown Plaza, Hyatt, Radisson, and Sheraton, Hilton, Aloft, Destin Thani, Shangri-La, Heritage. So many luxury hotels started, which people don't know actually. And these and some of the. Sorry, I missed this presentation. Otherwise, I am supposed to give you a wonderful view of the number of resorts. And just in 8 kilometers from Kathmandu Valley, or the center of the Kathmandu, we started Chandragiri Resort. from where during the winter you can enjoy the snow, and during the summer you can have a completely different view. It's kind of a heaven. And the Baba Ramdev also visited there just 4 months back, and he gave a lesson on yoga and meditation. So there are so many new things happen in Nepal which the Indian travelers don't know. And the what I realized that the major problem is, somebody was telling me, until and unless the tour operator themselves do not experience what is available, you cannot sell it. First you need to know what is available and what is going to be the more attractive part of it. So then only you can make a package. To introduce you with the tourism industry, we always participate in the number of fair in different part of the India, so you can see the tour operators, you can find a partners all the time. But the major problem with even the tour operators in Nepal are, they are not uh, they are just telling you the story, but they are not letting you to experience it. So from the Nepal Tourism Board, I certainly would like to invite whoever want to visit, who really want to sell Nepal in India, who want to promote Nepal. I am always there to give you the fam trips. That is one part. And another, everybody complain Nepal that the airfare is always too expensive. With that cost, we can make a 5-day trip to Bangkok or somewhere else. This is the part that I keep hearing in last 2-3 years. So the I find a solution also. Why we are flying always to Kathmandu? There are the number of the airports that are along the border that were developed in the Indian side. So you just, and where you can find a ticket in 4-5 thousand Indian currency. So you just can make a packages where they can fly to Gorakhpur, and 2 hours you will be in the Lumbini. So at the end you can fly back from the Kathmandu, but you just can drive from Lumbini to Pokhara then Kathmandu. So it's going to give a completely a new experience. And trust me, after promoting in this way, showing this new route, so there are more people started to selling those packages from that. And it is not only from there, even from the Bagdora. Bagdora is connected with the number of states of India. And we don't have a direct flights. Even like if somebody from the Odisha wanna come to Nepal, they have to either fly to first to Delhi, then they can fly to Kathmandu. Instead of doing so, they just can fly to Bagdora, and from there they can drive in 15-20 minutes. They will be in Nepal. So there are so many new opportunities came on which we haven't think about, or which so we need to rethink about Nepal. And for that I think that this is some, I don't know, today the presentation was not happen, but I certainly want to help you, all the people who are interested to sell Nepal. So whatever sort of the support you need from the tourism board, I am there. And from again, I would whoever are interested to see a market. So because now India is also major tour operator are facing a problem of the market. So Nepal is a good market for that. And not only like if you want to sell Nepal, but if you look at the data in Nepal, outbound and inbound is almost 1.2 million. It's equal. So if you are interested to sell the packages of the Singapore somewhere, or any part of other part of the world, there is an opportunity. And our Nepali number of the tour operators are doing that. But if you can come up with the better packages, so there is an opportunity for the inbound and the outbound both. So well, but I cannot help you out to sell the Singapore and or the or the Thailand. I certainly will help you to sell Nepal. So whoever is interested in, please contact us. I have left. I'm going to leave my visiting card there somewhere outside. So please contact us. Visit Nepal. Let's work together to promote Nepal. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. If you have any questions, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rajmi. I have a small observation I want to share also, that for many of us here, perhaps, but for me, Nepal was the first foreign country that I visited. It's possibly true of many others here. First foreign country to visit was Nepal. And as again, I'm going to take a quote out of Captain Swadesh Kumar, that embrace the change. Today, there for the Indian traveler, the lure of going foreign to Singapore and Bangkok or Almaty and whatever, that's always going to be supreme. Somewhere my guess is that there is a concept which can be created called extended domestic. it's easier for Kathmandu to compete with Srinagar, Shimla, Varanasi for spiritual than with Singapore and Bangkok. Because when an Indian traveler wants to go foreign, he is not likely to think of Kathmandu. He is likely to think only of Malaysia or Singapore or Hong Kong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so that's my first observation, that perhaps somewhere we see it like an extended domestic, and the market is extraordinarily open. Many years back, I made a presentation in Kathmandu where I compared Kathmandu with the Maruti car which India makes. The comparison still holds after 15 years. The first entry-level car in India for most Indians is still the Maruti. It was the first foreign car that came to India beyond Fiat and Ambassador, that Indians wanted to buy Maruti. And the same is true of Nepal, that we wanted to go foreign, we went to Nepal. Today there are so many more options in the Indian auto market, but Maruti continues to hold its sway. It has some 16, 20 models. So if you can create those 20 models of Nepal and put them out in the market, you will continue to have your sway. Maybe half the, or more than half of your foreign tourists would continue to be there. But you and I were talking, I think you have the association heads. Mr. REGMI was very keen to have some rotational FAM tours coming, which can be organized through the associations. How you want to put them into place. Those tours, he's saying, he can even start tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's wonderful, sir. Thank you, because, I mean, as you rightly pointed out, unless people can experience a product for themselves, they're not really equipped to sell it. So we can even look at, between the associations, we can work out a system, maybe even a small a mini convention or something like that. Definitely, these are possibilities. We'd welcome that opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
And REGMI sir, like you rightly said, there is the fares are very high. I mean, have you ever thought about increasing the flights to Kathmandu or to different countries? No,
Yeah, well,
that's exactly, no, they
yeah,
can
yeah.
really, because from the tourism. And another
Yeah,
thing is that you have a lot of borders, which can be, like you said, from the Gorakhpur. But entering into from the borders from Gorakhpur or different, I have mentioned already in your one of the,
Yeah.
seminar, lot of problems are there with the permits and everything. So that has to be sorted out somewhere so that we don't face any kind of a problems at the borders if we are going by road.
So, well, let me a little bit explain about that. Yeah, there were the number of problems in the border before, like your flight arrive at 9 o'clock in Gorakhpur, and when you reach to the border, it's 11, and the immigration office closes at 9, and you have to stay. You don't have a place to stay, and sometimes you have to drive back to Gorakhpur. That was there, and now we closely working with the Indian Embassy as well, and try to start this Namaste Center on both sides, where the one Indian citizen and one Nepali in both sides will stay, and they will facilitate that. And now the Nepal government is also taking it as seriously, because after the COVID, the Tarai, all the hotels that were located in the Tarai, they were fully occupied. It is only because of the Indian tourists, and now the government is facing a foreign currency problem, shortage of the foreign currency, and we have the biggest trade with India. So to recover that, the government is taking it positively, and locally we made some committees, like in Gorakhpur. If you come, that is a Bhairava, so there are the hotel associations, and now they are working closely to work with the government officials there, and we really started to facilitate them. So sometimes there is a problem as far as you are linked up with some tour operators of Nepal or the hotels, then there is no issue. We will find we try to give but for the FITs who are going without the support of anyone in Nepal, who don't know anyone, sometimes they are facing a problem. Otherwise, in many places we already and one thing I forget to tell you, in the MICE tourism, everybody say that Nepal, how many people can accommodate in hotel? Obviously in hotel maximum 1,000, but Nepal recently started 2 conventional hall, one with the capacity of 3,000 people in Kathmandu, and another in Lumbini with the capacity of 5,000 people, which the where the Modi ji was there to inaugurate that. So we already started that 2 properties also, which is, I think, going to be a big asset for the people who are working on the MICE tourism.
Any question, any observation? Rajiv, आप कुछ कहना है?
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, our Kathmandu airport is running, and Bhairava airport we started recently. Only the Al Jazeera is flying right now, and a number of new airlines companies are planning to come. If Indigo or someone from India, if they plan to fly there, I think it's a really welcome. Government is looking forward for that, and by January the new airport will start in Pokhara. So we already declared, the government already declared the date by the January 1st. So let's hope after this Pokhara and this airport, we can increase the tourist and the flight fares will goes down.
One sec, you
Yes.
need to have the marketing more in this region, because nowhere we can see the Nepal. And my suggestion is, along with tour operator, I suggest you to take a media also, and that too also TV, electronic as well as print media, to take it, and so that we get a lot of news and information about the sightseeing places. But advertising budget and advertising is very, very essential, because that is what we need a support as a tour operator.
No, the thing is, we are always open for that. I think we are just putting money somewhere in the wrong place, and that's why people are not getting the information. And maybe we are focusing more on the European or the American market instead of focusing on the Indian market, from where we can get before we have a wrong perception that the Indian tourists spend less than the European tourists or the American tourists. Then we did one survey, and we found that Indian tourists, in average, they are staying 4.6 days, and they are spending 17,800 Indian currency, which is equivalent to $45-50. So which is again equivalent to the same to the people from the Europe or America were spending. So now the government is getting more positive about this. This is what from the data we are, and this is the currency that they are paying directly to the hotels or to the tour operators. Beside that, Indian or like Nepali, we say, we don't know when you are sitting in a bar, then how much the bill you are going to pay next morning. So that is, nobody is counting that part. So now the government started to realize that no, India is our major market. So whatever the effort we used to put in the European or the American market before, we want to put all that effort in India. So why I just in a very short notice I decided to visit and come here to see you all is that we need your support. It is not like that we are not doing. We are giving a number of FAM trip. Even in last 3 months, I told you that I have given a FAM trip to more than 200 people. The media was also there. But even after that, why we are not reaching? Maybe we are not finding the right people for the FAM trip. Maybe that is the one. Or in this connection, I really need a support from all of you who really are interested in. Please find the right people. Suggest us. We are very open. Yesterday I was telling, I still have 100 tickets for this. For in 20 days, I have a free 100 tickets that I really want to give to invite the people, because we have that agreement with the Nepal Airlines. But so something like that. So I am very much open for giving a FAM trips. And now the Al Jazeera, we are going to have the similar agreement with Al Jazeera. Maybe if other airlines are interested in, we are there. So giving a FAM trip, showing the products, giving you that experience is what is my first priority. So I'm really, what I think is, the day you experience, then I don't have to market Nepal. You yourself will do it.
Last question, Raj.
Yeah. Sir, with regards to the futuristic progressive pathway for Nepal tourism, to be shared amongst the Indian diaspora, do you have in place any kind of a e-newsletter or a knowledge sharing information which you could probably share with our trade associations to in turn just pass it on and disseminate that information to our membership? Because post-COVID, a lot of new developments have been happening in Nepal, but the members, are probably not aware of those, like you said, for Bhairava or the new development at the airport, or what are the new developments for the MICE. Maybe if you could share that information to the trade associations, that could be in turn passed on to the membership. Or vice versa.
You still have a question?
Yes, sir. So I just want to bring one thing in the light also about the Nepal. See, Nepal is also the first country in Asia to start the wildlife tourism with tiger tups. So is there something doing by Nepal tourism for the wildlife tourism as well?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
actually, in the beginning, I told we have now the 12 national parks are there, and even in the Tarai also, like the Bardia National Park, Parsa National Park, Chittor National Park, and we are promoting that. But the only one thing that happened is that we have shifted all the lodges, jungle lodges, from the inside the national park to the buffer zone, and new very good properties were developed there, like the Taj, Barahi Jungle Resort, and many more, where we can accommodate almost 1,000 people a night. So those new resorts were there, and those are in the buffer zone. You can see the river, and along the river it is joining with the with the forest. So before we used to live inside, but it was shifted to the buffer zone, which was for a number of reasons, and I think that is also good at present. So yeah, but we are promoting that.
Okay,
Can
so
I must request that we'll have to close this session now. Can I request that? I'm sure you have a lot of questions. We have lunch outside now. Please converse with Mr. Regmi. Thank you, Mr. Regmi, for flying down, being with us here today. I hope you have a very fruitful interaction with everybody here. And once again, thank you very much, all my colleagues here, for listening on, and wherever we can support, create new business opportunities for ourselves as travel agents and tour operators. The new opportunity from the olden times is here with you. Old Nepal here presented as new. It's Nepal 2.0. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Navinji.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening me. Thank you all.